Hendrik,
Yeah.
once again, nice to have you in Portugal. Thank you for your presence and for all your work. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. So, it's your first time here in Portugal. How was your experience been?
Well, it's a wonderful experience to come this country from which we have so many citizens living with us in Switzerland, being very well integrated and working, doing a lot of things together. So knowing them and working with them in a wonderful way, and then going to their country, being invited, thank you for the invitation, and being invited, it gives some special extra feeling. And if I told them that I was going to Portugal, they, oh, wonderful, enjoy, and you must go over there, and you must have this and that. And so they were really pleased for me already. And yeah, it gives a special extra dimension of being here.
What's your feeling about this Congress and your colleagues?
The feeling is, first of all, your enthusiasm and your implication, your engagement of your whole team. Starting already the way you invited and the way you kept contact me, and making that I'm feeling well and organizing everything. That is just already a big issue and gives us a very positive starting idea, a feeling being taken care of. And then my personal experience with your team, which is a fantastic team. You are all great guys. And then, which is even confirms this pleasure by the contact with the colleagues, from which I felt that they were interested, they were participating, they were there. You feel how the audience is. They were present, they were with me. And in the morning we had wonderful questions. In the afternoon we had wonderful participation, enthusiastic participation. So, and you feel the sympathy of them towards you. If they're not interested, there is another way of feeling them. So for me, it was a wonderful professional and human experience, actually.
Thank you for your kindness.
Pleasure.
Can you tell us how and when began your experience in osteopathy?
I did a university training in sports education before. Then I became interested in physiotherapy because I was often injured. So after finishing my training in sports, I could continue on the same university doing physiotherapy. And then I was writing my thesis to end my training, and it was about 2 years. The first year we were testing an apparatus in podology to test the balance for a person by taking pictures and measuring forces on his feet. And the brand who developed this apparatus asked the university to test it, and the professor asked me to do it for her. And the first year was getting all the results, and the second year was writing the results. And at the end of the first year, I was very disappointed about for me, the great gap in physiotherapy between theory and practice outcome. Because I was, as a sports, quite injured, and I just let myself being treated by physiotherapeutic measurements, ultrasound and electrical stuff, and I was not really convinced. So at that moment, I was wondering what to do. And then I met a friend with whom I did the sports training, and he went afterwards to the States to do osteopathy. And in that time, I never heard about osteopathy. So he was explaining to me while we were having a beer, and he was giving as an example the respiratory treatments, lung treatments. And before having finished my beer, which is quite quick, I knew I would do osteopathy. And then I asked in our university, which was in Belgium, the Catholic University in Leuven, I asked them where could I do osteopathic training. And by chance, they just were in the second year of a association, a collaboration with the Maidstone College, John Vernon, exchanging students. And as I finished a second university training in physiotherapy, I could drop into the osteopathic training with Maidstone during 6 years, and they gave me credits. And thanks to the credits, I could practice. And I went to Switzerland in the clinic where I was engaged as official physiotherapist because I didn't have my osteopathic diploma, but they allowed me to practice osteopathy as manual treatment. So I did my last year physiotherapy combined with the first year osteopathy, and then from the second until to the sixth, I combined my work in Switzerland and traveling from Switzerland to Maidstone and taking vacation, unpaid vacation, to combine being 1 week per month in Maidstone during the summer, 1-2 months without being paid. And thanks that I could combine and finish my osteopathic training in 1995. Wow. And yeah, I was graduated by John 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you see osteopathy in these days?
There is the very special event going on. In that terms of speaking, that you see the modern tendency, which is for me a rather political tendency, to make us evidence-based, modern, scientific-based osteopathic practitioners by, unfortunately, throwing away a big part of the original richness of aura created by our former osteopaths, like still Little John Werner. As if that their science is not counting anymore because it's just old-fashioned science. That's one movement. And you see that in the modern trainings, they are really cutting all treatment applications, what we are doing in classical osteopathy, as being a red flag. You don't touch an acute patient. You don't touch a patient with fever. You don't touch a patient in a subacute situation after a trauma. And for us, these are green flags in classical osteopathy. For them, it's a red flag. The assistants working from the university coming into my clinic to be trained, telling me you shouldn't touch those patients. And then I will learn them, yes, that we must touch them. But that's just one movement. At the same time, and that is very exciting and interesting, there is another movement that in the scientific world, you see that a lot of scientists are just ignoring the old knowledge and with a lot of arrogancy. But on the same time, you see a lot of scientific work confirming with the nowadays techniques the statements from Little John and Dr. Still. The more and more and more. And I see on the field, on the practical field, that a lot of trained osteopaths, trained by the modern trainings, modern universities, are realizing that they are missing something and searching for the classical osteopathy. When I give my master class in Switzerland, they are overbooked. There's a waiting list. People, while I was in London, people came from everywhere. Here, your congress is overbooked. It's filled. So there is worldwide conscious developing among the osteopaths, young and elderly, that they want to get something more, to go deeper and deeper in this wonderful holistic medicine. So there is a danger that we will be criticized and ignored. And on the other hand, it is so true. The philosophy is so right that we will maintain and we will grow again. I'm very sure about that.
And with this in perspective, how do you see the future of osteopathy?
It's difficult to say. Some of our colleagues have in fear that we will disappear. I'm sure that we won't disappear, just because, very simple, I'm following the philosophy of Dr. Still, that we are facilitators of a creation of Him, of the Lord. So while treating our patients with this philosophy in our minds, we are actually trying to serve His creation. So I cannot imagine that He will let us disappear because we are His servants. So from that philosophical side, I believe that we will maintain. And as I see that on the practical side, the osteopaths are looking for this, I'm sure that we will get back, because there is a lot of political stuff going on in the world right now with a lot of political manipulation. And I think the public will react and there will be a turnover back into a time being with more recognition of the human being, human standards, respect, and in that area we will have our place. So I'm quite positive that we will restore our position, but it might take some time.
Yeah, okay. Do you have any advice for your colleagues and your future colleagues?
My advice would be keeping us humble, believing in that we are serving a wonderful creation and nature, that we, with this philosophy, we are humble but very rich at the same time, and this richness will give us passion, makes our job exciting from the morning until the evening, and from the beginning until the end of our career, because I am doing my 29th year of practice and I'm still improving. I am still getting more and my senses are still developing. So it is maintaining my passion and even more stimulating my passion, because I always discover new things, knowing that there will be much more for me to discover. So if you believe in that philosophy and you can put yourself as a servant of human nature with its richness, then you will be open to develop your senses among your pathway. So you will continue developing, and this makes it for you so passionate and exciting, so that you can wake up in the morning for a whole day of new adventures. Within each patient is a new adventure. So if you are open to accept this philosophy, you are open to create richness and a lot of fun and passion. So I just could say to them, maintain your willing to learn, stay humble, keep contacting your colleagues, work together, exchange knowledge, work together, and then you will be happy doing a wonderful profession, even if sometimes we fail. We are not perfect. But failing might be the beginning of a success later. So it's a never-ending learning process, but it gives us so much pleasure that just go and practice and go for it and enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Thank you very, very much for your available for this, and we hope you could visit again Portugal and APOC, and see you soon. We hope.
If I get a new invitation from you in the 2 seconds following the invitation, you will have my positive answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great.